Welcome to It's Already Funny, the comedy panel. Thank you for coming, everybody. My name is Doug Benson, and the city of Traverse has adopted me, apparently, according to some literature I read and some things I had to sign. So I'm very happy to be back here for, I believe this is my fifth summer with this festival. I did the winter festival a couple of times and said that, and so I come here every summer because it's a wonderful time of year to be here, but I also do hope they revive the Winter Festival. I will come back as penance. It's the least I could do. Everyone's so nice to me every summer here. The least I could do is come and be miserable for a few days in your long-ass winter. You get like 4 months of that. I could come in for 4 days. We got a lot of people involved in comedy, filmmaking, and just comedy here at the festival. For the lady that a couple years running would stand up and say, "Why are there no women on the panel?" If we could just skip that question today, that'd be great. We had a woman on the panel, and her plane doesn't get in until almost midnight. But she's terrific. Her name's Noelle Wells, and go see her movie, Mr. Roosevelt, especially if you want to see how funny a woman could be as a writer, director, and star of a movie. I'm in the movie too, briefly, but that's not why I love it. I mean, I love that she put me in the movie. But let's give a big, warm Traverse City welcome to our comedy folks. Sam Levine, Sean Jordan, Bob Byington, Jack Robbins, and Zeffrey Throwell. Look at that. They all came out in the correct order.
We're organized.
I think so. I didn't look at the signs. Do they match up, Bob? Yeah. Just like he's a director, so of course he's checking that out, making sure it's all together. Let's go down the line one by one and just tell the audience why the hell they should think you have any knowledge about comedy.
It's a good question.
Right?
My answer is I worked with a 30-something Judd Apatow and a 40-something Paul Feig. And that should be all the cred I need.
That's a lot of cred right
Yep.
there. Yeah. What'd you work with those guys on?
Undeclared.
That show was fantastic.
Come on, just say it. Get that cheap round of applause.
Freaks and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks, everybody.
Thank you.
So good that it's on Netflix, the whole first season and the final season.
That's right. I was also on an episode of That's So Raven. I feel like that gives me some comedy cred.
All right. I was excited we were talking about Freaks and Geeks, and you have to bring up That's So Raven?
Well, it was so Raven of me.
Wasn't it?
It's a good show.
Very Raven of you.
Yeah.
All right, next to you is a buddy of mine. He participated in the Doug Loves Movies last night, and he's a very funny stand-up comic from Sioux Falls and then Portland and now Los Angeles. Yeah, snap it out. It's Sean Jordan, everybody.
Thank you.
How are you enjoying your festival? Oh, no, I should ask the same question. Everyone should have to answer the same question. What the hell? Why are you on the stage? Why do you think you're so damn funny?
I don't, really. I've
Yeah,
just been
right?
doing it. I've been doing stand-up for 12 years or so. I've been on the road the whole time. I've lived in many different places, many different reasons or like ways of funny. So, I don't know. I like to think I have a good view. Qualified? Nobody else?
It's not a fair question, Doug.
How should Bob, could you direct me into a better, well, how should I phrase it?
Why aren't there any women on this panel?
That is a great question.
That's a rough question.
Go ahead, Sean. That is a more fair question.
Well, I've been doing stand-up about 12 years and lived in different places, so, you know.
And you'd be a lady comic if you could.
Yeah, I'd be a lady comic if I could.
There's no shame in that game.
But I can't.
Yeah.
Well,
All right.
I spent, I did a thing with Gilbert Gottfried today, and he's really funny, and it just makes me feel like I'm, 4% as funny as him.
So none of us are
He's like-
qualified to be up here.
He's as funny as it gets,
Yeah.
but also they're clearly insane.
No question.
Yeah, he's a crazy person, or on the spectrum, or however you want to phrase it, but just does not censor himself, and that's what's so hilarious about him to people who aren't easily offended. But if you're easily offended, check out his stuff. Can't wait to hear what you have to say about it.
You'll have some opinions.
People got so mad at him, he can no longer be the Aflac duck. Like anyone, the only people, like, I don't know why there's a children's character in car insurance commercials to begin with, but I don't know why that would make an adult buy the insurance, depending on based on the voice of the duck.
I think there's a bunch of confused Ben Affleck fans who they were going after.
There it is.
Sam, you have proven
Right there.
exactly why you should be up here.
Yeah.
I brought my clean humor
This is
to the
a
Midwest
panel.
folks.
Panel about how
100%.
comedy is not easy. And let's keep introducing everybody. Bob Byington is here, everybody.
Yeah.
The director,
That's you.
but not author this time. He's written a lot of his movies, but this one he didn't write. But it's called Infinity Baby, which I already am in love with because of the title and the concept of a baby that just keeps staying a baby is very entertaining to me.
Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, that's why you're up here. I've answered the question for you.
What's up? My name is Jack Henry Robbins.
Hey,
Yo, what's up?
it's Jack Henry Robbins, everybody.
Hey! Am I the only person who has a really wobbly chair and table, or am I just freaking out? Because I get up here, this chair is the most unstable thing ever. Anyway,
It looks very wobbly. I'm gonna give
We were
I don't think
hoping-
you've seen my career.
Yeah, we were hoping on the comedy panel that there'd be a pratfall,
Yeah,
that someone would tumble into the crowd.
He said
We
the
had a
most
rake and an
unstable
empty
thing
bucket
ever,
out
and
here
I was
before.
like,
Yeah, no, I
It
heard
was
you. I
great.
think some people liked it.
I appreciate all three of you.
All right, this
Anyway,
isn't
well-
this isn't the View. No crosstalk. Let's show people how
but
men
yeah,
do
so
it.
I had a movie at Sundance. This.
What just happened? I believe an audience member is
Doug, that's
speaking
my
out of
dad.
turn.
That's my dad. Chill.
Oh, his dad's
That's
here?
My, that's
Dad,
my
get
father.
over here, get-
Relax.
Jeffrey's going to hook you up with a microphone. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, let's
up
hear
out of
this.
his seat. I
long
can't believe
time-
he's not somewhere having a mint julep.
Oh my God, I loved you in.
There's no such thing as crosstalk.
Long time
Nice.
smoker.
Not in one of these competitions.
Yeah,
That
you
was-
got a banana.
That was really it? That was it. Is this a John Voight character? All right.
Holy Indiana Jones: The
Damn it,
Last
that
sounds like a
Crusade.
threat.
I was spot on about the day drinking, by the way. So,
That was ridiculous.
Jack Robbins, tell us about your project, why you're here at the festival this lovely summer.
I don't know why. I made a movie that got into Sundance this year called Hot Winter, a film by Dick Pierre, which is playing tomorrow night, midnight, and it's a unique movie that got into Sundance. It's a 1980s porno about climate change, as if they found it and then cut out all the sex scenes. So you're seeing the story of a 1980s porno about global warming without the sex. And we shot it on analog VHS, so it looks like the real thing.
That's playing tomorrow night before the midnight movie Zombies in Lederhosen.
Yes, it is. And it's also an honor to be on this panel because you guys are all really cool.
Oh, that's
I
great.
Respect all
That's
of you.
very nice of you to say. We think you're cool so far. But coolest name on the panel, I got to be honest, if I'm giving out awards, is Zeffrey Throwell, everybody. Zeffrey's like Jeffrey with a Z. And tell us about your project that's here at the fest.
I gave Gilbert Godfrey a earlier today, and we filmed it.
It was all right. It wasn't the best I've ever received at a film festival by a lake, but it was definitely top 10. No, top 25. Thank you very much.
It's a shame you're not more known for your impressions.
Move over, Kevin
It's a
Spacey.
shame you're not more known for your impressions. Another spot-on impression.
What's a blowjob? I'm not married, so I don't know.
Can the gentleman with the banana come back up here?
Oh, boy. That was the weirdest demo at the comedy panel. But we all learned a thing or two. Rule number 1, take your hat off.
Number 2, wear white.
Oh, no.
I like to
That's why you're up here.
I like to listen to the Star Spangled Banner while I'm so that's why everybody takes their hat off. We're done with it? We're done with those?
Yep. Everyone had had enough.
I just like to put my hand over my heart.
Was one too many. Zephyr is the co-director, co-writer, and lead subject of Flames. It says here it's a gripping docu art film. What's the comedy part of that?
It's really just it's a tragedy, really. So they just threw me up here as a foil. Sorry.
Did they really say we just need a drama guy up there just to?
They're like somebody to pick on. Bring that other guy with the pink glasses.
So you're really not involved in comedy in any way?
Hell no, Jesus! I wouldn't be caught dead on this stage.
Am I being pranked?
Not yet.
When can people see Flames?
Tonight, 9:00.
Okay.
You going? Don't tell me you have another date.
Listen, dude. There's a lot of hot.
What do I got to
buzz.
do? What do I got to do?
There's a lot of buzz on Brigsby Bear.
You see that in the theater next week? Come on.
You're right about that. All right, I'm going to swap out my ticket. Yep.
I
I'm gonna see
appreciate it.
Cool
Can we get
Hand-
someone
My
to do that? Thank
appreciation
you.
goes a long way.
What's that? See, that's another thing you learn at these panels is timing is crucial in comedy.
In comedy.
Yeah, exactly. I guess timing is crucial in drama as well, because get everybody in the audience crying or what have you. Got to have the right timing, right, Sam?
Yes.
That was dramatic timing?
Or comedic, your choice.
Based on the reaction, I'll go dramatic.
Me too. Wait, just to bring it around, yesterday at the Gilbert Q&A, I don't remember who said it. I think it might have been Gilbert or the director, Neil, who said it. But comedy and tragedy are roommates. Was hard to believe it's the first time I've ever heard that.
Right, but just like the Odd Couple, or the Brady Bunch, they put a piece of tape down the middle of the room and say,
Yep.
"Do not cross this
Do
line."
not cross this line.
Yeah.
Who do you think you are, Desperate Housewives?
And some people do cross it, and that's why we don't have Gilbert's voice as the Affleck duck, is because he crossed that line.
Crossed that line.
Yeah, he mixed it up with a roommate.
It's true.
He commingled with a roommate.
Don't sleep with the wrong roommate.
But this is another question I like to ask at the comedy panel every year. People are just dying to know it anyway. It might come up in the audience when we go to audience questions, which we will if you want to think about anything you want to know about any of us or comedy. But we'll start with Sam.
Yes, sir.
Influences in terms of comedy. I know you're an actor. You've done some stand-up, but you skew more comedic.
I do.
You've been in some drama things here and there. But who are your influences as a kid that would make you go into comedic acting?
When I was really young, my dad got me into the Marx Brothers, which was a gift because it has never not made me laugh watching a Marx Brothers movie. No matter how many times I've seen it, no matter what mood I'm in, I can always put on Animal Crackers or Duck Soup or A Day at the Races and feel great. And as far as stand-up, Richard Jeni. Which he was never a huge household name, but he was a pretty big act in the 80s and early 90s.
Platypus Man? Anyone?
No?
Platypus? Couple
All right.
people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The late, great Richard
smattering
Jeni.
of
He was a very, very skilled and entertaining stand-up comic.
Yeah, he was a guy who, like a textbook comedian, and he did everything great that he did. He was a great wordsmith with how he crafted his bits, and I was a big fan of his, and he was very inspiring to me. So there you go, Marx Brothers and Richard Jeni.
Great answer.
Put that on your coffee mugs.
Great answer. Follow that, Sean.
I've been doing stand-up like 12 years. Lived in a few places. Before I started stand-up, I didn't really have any stand-up comedian influences. I didn't really know too much about it. I had never seen a show. I went to see Bobcat Goldthwait like 12 years ago, and it was fantastic. And right when I saw the show, I saw the MC. His name was Josh. He lived in Sioux Falls, but I saw him and thought that I wanted to do exactly what they were all doing. Like, I've always enjoyed the reaction of making people laugh, and like, I don't know.
So when you saw Bobcat Goldthwait, it influenced you, and yet you don't have any influences.
Maybe I was getting there.
All right.
Bobcat Goldthwait and Josh.
Do you want to say Josh's last name for the record?
Josh Gulseth. He's
Yeah, there
very
you
funny. He's a
go.
mechanic now, but he was a very funny comedian.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what is
never
his- what is
never
his
mind.
last name?
Strike that from the record.
Yeah. Josh Gulseth.
Goldseth?
Gull. Gull.
Gull.
Gulseth.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a weird name.
He's going to get some weird Twitter hits.
All right.
Bob, as a director of comedies, do you consider all of your films comedies?
Yeah, we tried, Doug. I mean, we really do.
So in your attempted comedies, what were your influences in terms of doing that sort of thing?
When I was a kid, for 3 weeks, I worked on Waiting for Guffman. They shot it in Austin in the mid-'90s. I was 8 years old and got to be on that set. And I didn't learn anything on the set, but then later when I was trying to make a movie, I realized a lot of the stuff they were doing was stuff that you're supposed to do on movies. That was a big formative thing for me. Yeah, people didn't pay to get into this, right? This is...
Wait, I thought we paid.
This is a free event
Okay.
for the public and for, of course, people that are at the festival. And it's normally held at 9:30 a.m. on a
Yeah.
Saturday.
I've
So
been.
this is the 6 o'clock crowd. This
Right, I've
is,
been. And you can see the
yeah.
audience.
Yeah.
Morning event.
Hell yeah.
You guys are rowdy. I love you guys.
Well, you can see the audience at the other place, and we can't really see you, and
Oh, is that it? That's bad for you?
it's uncomfortable.
Because as a
yeah.
comedian, I'd rather not see the people that disapprove. I don't want to need to see their disapproving faces. It's nice that everybody's a little bit in shadow.
We've
For
done a lot
as a
of- yeah.
comedian, that's how I feel.
Yeah. It's weird to see the whole crowd.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
I can see
pass.
that one guy in the balcony on his phone. Way to go, sir.
Hi.
Oh yeah, he lit up his own face.
Oh,
and
don't
that's
turn it off.
Were you checking your schedule? What are you seeing at 9?
This dude's got a whole box of cookies.
Chips Ahoy!
Oh, why'd you bring a whole thing of Chips Ahoy? It's called being prepared. Prepared for what?
A good time.
Somebody being excited about a whole thing of Chips Ahoy? Do you really want some, Sean?
No, I'm all right.
It seems disruptive.
I might in a
But
bit.
maybe after. Yeah, we'll hit you up.
Give me a cookie right now. Get
Oh,
over
take-
here. Get over here.
Open the package and throw one in his mouth. That's no fun. Well, that's good.
Come on. Comedy.
You went
There it
Cookie
is.
Monster on
Hey,
it.
that was good.
Yep.
You film that in slow motion too. You can cut with it, with regular motion.
Yep.
Jack, who is your influences?
Who are my influences? Actually, Waiting for Guffman is a really important movie in my life, and I'm really glad you said that. Yeah. I don't know. Just I love Tim and Eric. Like their kind of their perspective is really I love, and I just love certain actors. You know, I've always been in love with like performances, and I love like Will Ferrell. Just like his career has been amazing, and I don't know. I just love comedy. I love making people laugh. I made a decision when I was like 24. I was like, do I want to make dramas or do I want to make comedy? I think there's both in comedy, but also at the time I'm still so young. It's just like, just want to make people laugh right now. So
Did your look? Is this like before or after T.J. Miller rose to power?
Oh. You mean Yoga Bear?
man, that's so. You know what? I get that a little bit, but I think it's just because of my hair. I don't know, man. I get it a lot now. I get it.
You think?
Well, I don't know how I feel about that, but
When people ask you, have you made your look after T.J. Miller's, you should go, yeah! Just like he does. Thanks, Sam. I'm really working on my impressions.
It's a
Here's
good
another micro impression. This is Christopher Walken finding out that his flight has been canceled. Bless you. That's not part of the impression.
Brilliant.
Christopher Walken finding out his flight's been canceled. Why? So, so Zeffrey, do you have any influences that led you to be a drama director who's on a comedy panel?
I like later Bill Cosby. He's crushing it right now.
Just the later stuff? Just the testimony?
I like what Anthony Scaramucci's doing well as well.
yeah.
The Mooch.
He's got a good name for it.
Mooch!
These are probably my
Zeffrey, you're
two
killing
favorites,
it. You should consider going into comedy, maybe.
yeah. Drama's more fun.
It seems to work for you. I like where this is going. All right, so that's all I wanted to know from the esteemed panel. So let's
Get out of here. You want?
take off. Yeah,
Thank you.
I'll see
Thank you.
I'll see some of you out in the parking lot.
I have a question. Bob, have you ever done any voice doubling for David Lynch?
Ooh.
Because it is eerily close in my ear.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Okay. Well, not on that one, but
What's something David Lynch would say that we could have him say and see if it sounds like him?
Why?
I've never tried that before. That's pretty legit.
it's a
I dare say David Lynch is has more nasal thing going on than Bob does.
no. It for sure. It's not an exact match, but it's close enough that, like, in a pinch, if they were like, "Oh, we didn't get David to do these bumpers for us on Showtime. Let's see if Bob's available."
Yeah, let's get Bob in there. Good looking out for him, Sam. Helping him out. Are you in pre on another project at this point, Bob?
Yeah, we're gonna make another movie in Nebraska in September.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Because you mostly shoot in Texas?
Yeah, we made all these movies in Austin.
Yeah, there you go. So you're trying another place. I love the guy who's trying the least to be entertaining is also concerned about whether or not people paid to get in.
Well, you charged $20 for the podcast, right?
Yeah. So we dance like monkeys the
We're
whole show.
hilarious.
We try to keep the thing going the whole time. We don't luxuriate in dramatic pauses.
A lot of knee slappers.
Yeah. But let's go to the audience. Let's see what people here today have to say. And I think they bring the lights up a little bit for that, so maybe that'll you'll be happier to be able to see everybody.
See how much worse that is?
Terrific turnout. I can't believe all of you scraped together nothing to get here. Really appreciate it. Oh, this is really nice. We're like in more of a shade up here now.
Yeah.
And the audience is turning the heat on the crowd. So just flag down one of the lovely hall monitors that have microphones. Make sure you get a microphone before we talk with you, because that just moves it along nicely.
All right, we have a question over here.
Here we go. This
I would like
man's
to
got a
know-
question.
Yeah, particularly for the directors, I was wondering what your relationships typically are with writers who write the script, particularly for Bob, who Owner Turkle did. Your movie, is your relationship with Owner better than Doug's relationship with Owner?
No, it's not. That's a good question, because it's
Wow.
not. I mean, I know that Doug and Owner battled a little, and Owner's very prickly. He's tough to get along with. But I like the script a lot. But yeah, he's not nice.
I love that answer. So when you were making the movie, you didn't have to deal with him, really? He just used his script and
Yeah, he didn't want to talk about the script.
you just shot it.
Well, we worked on it a little bit. We'd ask him questions, and he would be very nasty about the questions.
Wow.
A lot of profanity.
So do you think he's happy with the end result?
You'll have to ask him, and I don't.
Oh, I can't
You guys are
wait.
talking.
For anybody that's not up to speed, this gentleman, went kind of for a deep cut there. A few years ago, I met owner Tuchel on this very stage during Doug Lowe's Movies, and he was. I thought he was drunk, but it turns out later it's definitely a massive character flaw. That he doesn't participate well with others on a stage, especially if he perceives them to be comedians who are trying to be funnier than him or trying to make him look bad. I don't know what's going on in his head. But he got thrown off the show. Cut to a few years later, I had him back on the show with actress Anne Heche out in Los Angeles. I was happy to have him back because I've talked to him socially. He's fine socially. And then he came on that show, and I threw him and Anne Heche off of the show. Mid-show,
funny.
yeah. So
It's
go
funny
back
now.
and check that one out if you want to.
Are they available or
If you want to hear
banned?
really ugly comedy, no, you
It's
can listen to
available.
both of them.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I want to see that.
They're gnarly.
yeah. It's
Really?
kind of a especially when it happened here because everybody's so nice here. It was a shocking event, and thank you for bringing it up, sir. Good job. Clever question. No more clever questions. Keep it simple. What makes you laugh would be a good one. Who's next?
This dude.
I would like to know from each of the panelists who they think the funniest comedian on TV.
The funniest comedian on
On
TV.
Contemporary.
Oh,
Sure.
contemporary.
Comedian on
Contemporary.
television. Sam, you go first.
This seems like an easy answer, but it's easy because I think it's also correct. Louis C.K.
Good.
Nate, there's this guy named Nate Bargatze. He just had a half-hour special on Netflix, and he's one of the funniest people I've ever seen in my life. He doesn't do anything that I'm pretty picky with stand-up, and I think there's a lot of things that comics do, and it gets under my skin. He doesn't do any of those. He's fantastic. I think he's brilliant. What's that? Nate Bargatze. Nate.
Yeah. I know you're gonna go right home and Google it.
You should. It's
Yeah.
great.
But he's a very funny comedian.
Cat Williams, no question.
Seriously.
I really like Louis C.K. as well. I think he's into something.
Yeah, Louis C.K. Do you know him, sir? You don't
He's
know
good.
him? His stuff is a little profane, but it's very honest.
You don't know Louis C.K., but you're a big Cat Williams fan? Oh, okay.
You're not missing anything. Don't worry.
Who's your favorite
Do you
comedian
have
of
one?
all time?
Oh, yeah, that's good. Let's turn it on the gentleman in the crowd. Who do you have a favorite?
No,
well,
that's
yeah.
perfect.
Well, so you're
yeah.
looking for
Yeah.
Red Fox.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Red Fox who had the
Yep.
show one time where he
Yep.
walked? Yeah.
Everyone's heard it.
Everyone?
Billy Crystal claims to have been there at that show.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
I think he put a little too much of a spin on it
Maybe.
that he was at the show. But you
right.
want to tell it?
No.
I don't know what you're talking
Said
about.
everyone knows it.
I don't.
John doesn't know it, so we should tell it.
See, walked. It was. I don't even really have all the details that Billy
Okay,
did.
then I'll tell it.
Yeah, please do. I mean, I can give you the bullet points, but you've got the better details.
I don't really. I don't think it's a story of details. Small crowd. Red Fox gets introduced. He comes out to his Red Fox Sanford Son music. He comes out, takes a look at the small crowd, says, "I'm not performing for this small of a crowd." And then when he walks off, they play his walk-off music.
I thought he said something like he looks at it and he goes, "How many people out there? 12 people? I ain't doing no show for 12 people." Drops the mic and walks
Well,
off.
mine was far less racist.
Well, that's an impression of how the man sounded.
Do it again. Do it again.
It's not. It's if someone did me. If you do an impression of Jackie Mason, it doesn't make you anti-Semitic. That's how the man sounds.
I used to love that cartoon, the Anteater and the ant, and the Anteater sounded like
Don
what'd you just
Rickles.
say?
Jackie Mason.
No, yeah, Jackie Mason was the Anteater, and the ant was Dean Martin.
Oh.
But they were both voiced by the same dude, whose name I can't think of, but John Biner. And yeah, and I loved it though because it was like, I got to get me some ants. I'm really hungry. I need some ants.
Yeah.
And then the end would be like, oh, here comes that pesky old alligator again. That's the only reason I could do impressions of Jackie Mason or Dean Martin.
I've
I'm
heard,
doing an
like-
impression of the cartoon.
I've heard like 7 impressions so far. I've never. That's awesome. I've never heard you do one.
Yeah,
except
I'm
for
trying to.
Bane.
These people didn't pay to get in. I'm trying to give them a good show.
We didn't get the last answer.
Yeah. Zephyr, do you have a answer to whatever that question was?
I still think it's Tim Heidecker for myself.
Yeah, no, Tim and Eric, man, those guys, they're like from another.
It's Tim Heidecker.
It's other weirdly. What?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What?
Yeah. He does some messed up stuff, Tim.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen his movie Comedian?
The comedy.
It's called The Comedy?
Yes.
I thought it was called The Comedian. But anyway,
Has anyone seen
that
nothing
Bob De
funny
Niro
happens
film.
in it.
Have you guys seen Kuso yet? Flying Lotus's movie with Tim Heidecker in it.
No.
It premiered at Sundance. It's insane, and it's
We
available.
get it.
now.
You were at Sundance.
Yeah, it's actually my first time at Sundance this year. Thank you.
Oh my God, Robert Redford's the best.
Man, I've been sleeping really ever since Sundance. You know, it's just really had a profound effect on my life. It's
Welcome to the Filmmaker Roast, where strangers take pot shots. Oh, gotta go. Listen, do we have another audience question? Oh,
Yeah.
Chips Ahoy's got a question, but let's get him a mic. Well, we got one back there. Bring front row, Mike, and while we talk to this guy.
I was wondering how susceptible the people on the panel think they are to like escape quests that David Chappelle had, like having just to get out, get away.
I love it
think
that
about it
you're like
every
David
day.
Chappelle. Hey, did you hear, you guys? Did you hear Dave Chappelle had an escape quest? It's a very exciting way to phrase it.
Did
I
you
thought
make
for a
up that
second it was
term?
Escape from the Room with Dave Chappelle. That would be amazing. No.
Yeah. Yeah, those escape room things. I do not want to do that. I know that's not the question, but I don't want to be in a room where the whole point is try to get out. I'm good. I'm already out. I don't need to pay my hard-earned money to go into a room where they threaten to not let me out. But to answer your question, to get this back on track, Sam?
I think you're going to hear the same answer from all of us, which is for at least a few minutes of every single day.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a daunting, overwhelming thing when you if you sit and look at your life and you're like, man, I don't have a TV. I don't have a couch. Like, I don't own anything. So yeah, I think about it all the time. Like, do something normal, but then I don't because I'm awesome and hilarious. Yeah, dude.
But didn't Dave Chappelle have a nervous breakdown because they gave him $30 million?
Yeah, it's easy to do with $200 million.
I think he got
A lot more.
he got in that fortunate position of having catchphrases that people enjoyed saying to him.
Yeah.
From his TV show, and so just being screamed at, that kind of thing screamed at you all day long, kind of drove him over the edge, I think. And but now
Didn't
he's
hurt
doing,
Rick James any.
right?
Yeah, I've never felt
Didn't
that.
hurt Charlie Murphy.
Well, you're young yet. Give it time, Sundance.
Sick.
You can be a dick to Sam too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if you were standing on the corner, and every time somebody drove by, they went, "Go to Sundance." You would
Yeah,
probably
exactly.
drop everything and move to Africa.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I saw a little mini thing about it, that whole incident. What I heard is that
Oh, where'd you see it?
on YouTube.
This is what jealousy looks
YouTube.
like. Jealousy is an ugly color.
But no, so what happened was he was on set on that last season, and there was this episode. I forgot exactly what it was, but it was kind of this racist thing. And he said that one of his crew members was taking it the wrong way. He felt like he was laughing at I think when he was the leprechaun or something. He was doing this jig on the last episode. Anyway, that's one of the reasons he walked away, supposedly.
Yeah, that sounds legit.
Interview. Yeah,
Because he
like-
was really dealing in racial humor that was kind of allowing white people to luxuriate in the N word instead of realizing it's still terrible. So yeah, he got into a weird corner there. But I haven't seen his Netflix specials, but I'm sure they're fantastic because he's very, very.
No,
funny.
yeah, he's
I think he's
amazing,
one of the most
yeah.
gifted just stand-up comedians that there's ever been.
The Netflix specials are good. They're worth seeing.
If you guys
Like,
come
it's
away,
like a wise turtle.
if you guys come away from this comedy panel with anything, it's that less is more.
Hell yeah.
All right, did we all answer that one? I think we answered that.
Have you ever
Anybody?
thought of what was the term? Was that a made-up term?
Escape Quest.
Escape
Is that
Quest.
a term that already has existed?
It should be a video game. Dave Chappelle's Escape Quest.
Yeah.
He
didn't
doesn't have,
ask-
he doesn't have a passport. He just wants to get out of town. People are screaming, "I'm Rick James!" at him left and right.
You didn't ask any of us about our vision quest, which is probably for the best. Yeah, Linda Fiorentino. All right.
Matthew Modine. Matthew
know-
Modine's kid was on this panel
know
in a previous year, and his name's Bo Modine.
Just for you.
Bomo Dean.
Bo Modine.
Bomo.
If your name is Bo, you're like 50% genetically more modified to be handsome, I feel. Like every Bo I know is a very handsome young
They're
man.
handsome? Are they all dickheads? Every Bo I know is a dickhead.
Actually, to be honest, really
Every Bo
sweet
I know
guys.
is a handsome Joe, and you wanna take him to supper?
Yeah, thanks.
You're halfway there?
But then you get him home, but he can't have sex, so you think he's a fixer-upper. All right.
Comedy.
So, any more questions? We have one over here.
In the balcony.
Okay.
Oh, balcony. Here we go.
All right.
Exciting
Is
that
the
they
mic
let the
on?
balcony
Okay.
go.
What's up there? Hey, guys.
All right. So I have a question for you
Hey, what's
right here.
Okay.
So I know Gilbert's answer to this question would be no. What are your answers to the question? Are there any topics off limits for you? For humor?
If you do it the right way. I mean, for me personally, yeah, there's a couple things that I just don't need to touch. But I think there's room for anybody who, if they do it right. Most people don't do it right, though, and that's why it sucks most of the time.
What things do you skirt around, like punchlines?
It's a really good friend of mine. Really good friend. He's basically why I still do stand-up, and that's there it is.
No, but can you say a subject out loud that you don't want to talk about?
I don't dive into politics at all because
Yeah,
you're not going
there
to
you
change
go.
anyone's mind. So
All right. Well, that's
Wait,
not
are we up
a
here to
terrible
change
attitude.
people's minds?
Yeah, it doesn't have to be about changing minds, but you know.
I know.
I
It's
hear
just
you.
too heavy for me. I like
hear
everyone to
you.
have a good time, and it's tricky when that happens. But that's just me. So I answered the question. Everybody else, go for it.
Yeah.
Why are you being so selfish?
Because I'm a kid.
Hey, Bo, what's up?
For me, I mean, it's like anything that hurts anyone. Like I think that, I love Stanley Kubrick, for example, but he kind of like ruined Shelley Duvall's life. So to me, he's not my favorite director of all time. For me, it's the same thing with film. It's like, or just like comedy, is you can really take shots at things. I'm actually working on a political show right now, so I'm the opposite. I really want to get into that, but. I think as long as it doesn't like raises up, it just in general, whether it be someone laughing or whether it be actually someone thinking, I'm down with that.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's like, oh, this is really objectifying someone, I'm like, no, there's no point to that, unless it makes you like think and laugh a lot, and then it's fine. If you do it like you said, if you
Right.
do it
That's
right.
the problem, though.
There-
Is like people say when they're offended, they go, "That wasn't funny," and it's like, yeah, but some people might think the joke is funny, and and being offensive is part of what makes it funny sometimes. So it's really tricky. So I say if you're a comedian, just keep your stupid mouth shut.
Yeah.
Just get up there and pantomime the whole thing, and then you can never be accountable. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
I acted it out, but I didn't
You
say
did
it.
say it.
Yeah. What do you think, Sam?
I don't do as much stand-up anymore, so I don't have really the opportunity to accidentally hit a buzzword or something that's going to make people uncomfortable. But overall in comedy, I don't think anything should be off limits because, as we discussed before, tragedy and comedy are roommates, and people always talk about how great it is to live in a free country. And if you're watching a comedian and he starts to do a joke that makes you uncomfortable, don't watch it, but don't
easy.
try to censor the comedian because
Don't tell me what to watch or not watch, all right, buddy?
Well, I'm not. I'm saying you have choice.
Very diplomatic, gentlemen.
And
Telling you to have a choice.
have your choice and
Tell me to have a choice.
and utilize that choice.
Don't ever see anything accidentally.
Yeah. So I don't think anything should be off limits. I think once you get to a point where you're arguing, oh, he shouldn't have said that, that was, in bad taste, then you're arguing taste. And that we could argue all day and night and never land on a solution to, because there are millions of people with millions of different tastes.
I thought someone was trying to get it going, but
It did.
Thanks.
Sounded like it.
Yeah.
That's all right.
it might have just been somebody packing down their cigarette pack to go out for.
I'm
Well,
not really trying to get
for
on
a
a
break.
soapbox here, but I'm just always bothered and again, I'm not defending him, but Bill Maher got in trouble.
I'd like you to get on the soapbox so more people can see you.
Damn right, Doug. You knew the short jokes would happen at some point. But Bill Maher got in trouble a couple weeks ago for saying the N-word, and he shouldn't have said it, and it was a stupid, bad joke, but there has to be an awareness of a difference between a comedian who on the fly just stupidly said the wrong word making a bad joke and someone who actually thinks that that's an acceptable word to call people in earnest. And that there isn't a clear line of, okay, well, it was a dumb mistake and he apologized and let's all move on with our lives. And this guy over here using it for real, he's the real problem. Let's focus our energy over there. I wish there were a little bit more awareness of that. But outside of that, everything's okay within reason of sorts. Thank you.
The white people applaud.
That was a really good answer.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
I just did I shadow assassinated you. All right. Was that a question everyone was supposed to answer? I forget.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. Who else has got an answer to that?
Oh, the
What's
Lucy,
too far is too far.
Were you gonna answer? Did you answer?
He started us off. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you a sidebar question, Bob. Is Infinity Baby like based on a real? Is there really a thing where that could happen? That there could be an Infinity Baby? Use your microphone, please, to get on the record.
What do you mean? What's an Infinity Baby?
Well, that's the title of your film.
I got in for free, and I'm having a blast. I'm excited.
Well, you mean babies that are stuck at 3 months and aren't growing at all?
I love the idea of it. And you only have to change their diaper once a week.
Yeah.
You barely have to take care of them.
You only have to feed them.
But they're
once
there
a week.
whenever you feel like holding a 3-year-old. 3-month-old, sorry.
3-month-old, yeah.
Wow, yeah, that got weird. Infinity 3-year-old. What about a series of movies? Like, how Human Centipede, they did more than one? What?
Remember,
Shaking your
nothing's
head
off
so
limits.
hard.
I'm so happy that most of the crowd doesn't even know what Human Centipede is.
Nope.
That's
It's a
what
documentary.
a lovely group of people this is.
It's a
The only
fun
person that
documentary.
knows Human Centipede isn't in the room anymore. Where'd that guy go?
He dipped early, man.
Oh, yeah? Oh, he's coming back?
All right.
All right. I miss his energy.
Who's going to Burning Man this year? Anyone? Yep.
Wait,
okay,
now
cool.
we're asking the crowd questions? Is that what this has come to?
Sorry, I saw a moment and I went.
Is that guy going to Burning Man, or he's got a question? What? Take me there. I'm not. I don't think I was pointing at you. I think there's more questions, right? You've got, yeah. Get the mics to the folks, please, and just the next person with a microphone. Go ahead and start talking.
Hi.
Hey.
I'm hoping that it's true
Uh-oh.
that Doug was a backup dancer on Michael Jackson's Captain EO video.
This is
And-
true. Yes.
Okay. So were you an aspiring dancer and somehow went to comedy? And do you remember any of the choreography?
Did you get lost in Space Mountain?
Well, here's the thing.
Wait, no, every question has to be answered that she asked. What was it? Do you remember the choreography? What was it?
There was no.
Were you an aspiring dancer? That is.
No. No. Yeah, you don't have to go through it all again. I don't know what Jack's up to over there. I've got this, but it's a longish story that I've told on several podcasts in different places. But Francis Ford Coppola directed Captain EO, an attraction. There was a film for the Disneyland parks, and went way over budget. And so on the final day of shooting, when they're just trying to get the thing done, they decided to let go of the professional dancers because they were more expensive and hire $50 a day extras to put on the dancers' outfits and dance. It's just a celebration dance at the end, so it wasn't choreographed, and I'm only at the end of the movie. At the end of the movie, when Angelica Houston turns from a ugly witch into a less ugly princess, at that moment, Michael Jackson starts singing, and we all start dancing jubilantly. So here's a taste.
Got to be starting something. Got to be starting something. Sorry.
No, it was really just really stupid jumping around. I mean, if you know where to look, you can actually see me do this. Now I got to go see my chiropractor,
That was tight.
my Michigan chiropractor that I keep on retainer.
Chips Ahoy is still good. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm briefly in Captain EO, but it was a ridiculous, it was an interesting day. It was a very long day. We were there for like 14 hours. And they really, in the beginning, they thought they could teach us all some sort of dance, and the professional choreographers just gave up. It was pretty cool. And the reason I got the job is because I was friends with the guy who played the one-legged robot. I was, I just turned 40. So, no more rogue questions. You have to get a microphone. Who's next?
All right.
All right.
I'm going to try not to mess this up. I like what you're doing over there. I like your dance moves. They're very good. My plane was delayed on my way here. Stanley Kubrick, I don't know. I don't think it could have been too hard on Shelley Duvall. And you, big dummy, you better get that.
Wait, sir, don't pass the mic yet. One person per microphone.
Hold on a minute. Also, for Bob, I was thinking if you were going to do David Lynch, you could do the bit about when he talks about watching movies on a cell phone and how stupid it is.
That's the best Christopher Foxen I've ever heard.
From Massachusetts, Christopher Foxen.
Hybrid. But that was a fun impression, but do you have a real question?
No, I just wanted to hop in on the fun again.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Everybody that's got an impression, get your hands on a mic.
Start a line.
Well, actually, I thought if Bob was going to do the David Lynch, that would be the thing, and so I was trying to sort of prompt him to do it.
Oh, I see.
I know Bob from Austin.
Oh, okay.
Is he a good guy?
Bob seems very happy to see you.
Yeah.
Next.
I have a question.
I beg of you.
I have a question on the balcony.
Oh, hi, balcony.
Balcony, what's up? Yeah, they're crazy up there.
Hey, I'm curious to know how well you do with the ladies.
Well, as you know, they're not funny, so... I gotta say, I gotta be totally honest with you. I mean, one of the main things that I love about comedy and having a sense of humor is that's my only chance with women. Because I'm just a weird nerd who would rather watch movies all day in the darkness than go out into the sun, go to the beach. I hear you have a beautiful beach here. I'm not going. And but But I think just it's a confidence builder in general in dealing with everybody. Like when they say when they have these seminars where they teach you to be better at telling jokes. I mean, it's not a bad thing because humor really helps in all of our daily environments that we have to live in.
Yeah, Doug Benson's had sex with 12
I'm having
girls.
sex right now.
So that's how good he is at it. That's how funny he is. He just sit there and himself.
I didn't say I was. Like I said, I'm having sex right now. She's very small. You guys can't see her.
Doug, I always knew you were a ladies' man. You're the best. Whenever I saw your humor, I was like, yeah, that's that guy's thing.
What the hell is going on?
He figured
Where's
out.
my jacket? It's freezing over here.
He figured out that I'm, I like the ladies, and that's part of why I'm in the game.
I think it's why most of us are in the game.
Yeah.
When you're a kid and you can't play sports and you're not tall, dark, and handsome, you're like, well, I might as well learn a few jokes. And then it accidentally turns into a career, and then here you are having sex on a stage with a tiny person in your pants.
Pretty much every straight actor, someone who's like a famous actor and they're straight, they are going to town on sexually because they that's there's so many gay people in the profession.
Yeah.
That you just the marketplace is wide open.
It really is. If you
when
ever
you get in there.
if you're a teenage boy, a straight teenage boy, or you have a teenage boy who joins like theater at school or whatever, that kid is just up to his eyebrows. There's no way around it.
He's gay or getting all the pussy.
Absolutely.
It could go either way.
It could go
and
either
you might
way.
not know for years.
That's right.
And sometimes they're one, but they actually are the other, and they don't know any better. They're just sexually active because they're just,
Because why not?
Right.
Yeah. That is 90% of the reason I did plays when I was a kid. I was the only straight guy there. It was all girls. There were so many girls, they outnumber the dudes, that in any production I've ever been in, there were at least 5 women playing guy parts. Because there just weren't enough actual guys to go around. And then you get into real show business, and it's completely the other way around. Because
Thank you, Sam Levine.
you're so welcome. A lot of mic drop moments here.
Oh boy.
Wow, you just
I wouldn't commit.
it's the
to
most polite mic drop.
It's
The way you
very soft
gesture
carpeting.
as if you're dropping it and then don't. Just do it one time. It didn't even make it the right noise. It hit the chord. You're the
Oh, man.
such an amateur.
Sounded like you dropped it in a bowl of water.
Our boy in the hat is back. How was the fava beans and Chianti? Oh my God. That is such a great look, sir. Yes, thank you for coming back.
Oh, hell yeah.
See, he had to take care of some cotton mouth. Oh.
I get it.
I get you. All right.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Security.
Somebody must have a microphone.
Chips Ahoy's still got a question.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Thanks. As a recent alum of theater, Sam, I wish your sentiments were true. I'm straight, and I was single most of my high school career.
Well, do you think you're a loser, or is it?
Oh, I am for sure a loser. I made a PowerPoint on how to roast myself.
Word.
And
No.
yeah. It's
Wait,
not
so
like-
your question is just to
No, I
attack
have
what
a-
Sam...
I have a point. Sorry, but also I've seen you guys on internet things I watch, like Screen Junkies and Schmodown, and seeing you guys here is pretty cool. But my question is, Sean, you mentioned something earlier about comics doing things that get under your skin, and I was curious what everyone, like from comedy directors, writers, sketch people, stand-up comedians, like what gets under your skin that comedians do that you either think is lazy or you just doesn't jive with how you see comedy or how you fits with your taste.
I love everybody. But I'll think of one when we get back to me. Sam?
I mean, the truth of the matter is, if you've ever stood on stage by yourself and held a microphone and tried to write material for that, it's really hard. So I don't hold anything against anyone that they do that might be hacky or. I'm not going to laugh at it, but I'm not going to hold it against the guy if he tells an airplane joke for the 1,000th time that we've heard that.
Oh my God, my plane flying here today was so small.
Tell me about it, Doug.
The whole time it was like. And finally, the stewardess told me to stop doing that.
And there you go.
Do you have one, Sean, a pet peeve in comedy?
I don't like it when a comic says, "What do you guys want to talk about?" That bugs me. I just think they should already know.
I got a movie one I thought of. I don't like when somebody in a movie throws something off screen like a brick and you hear it crash through a window and you also hear a cat squeal. But you don't see either thing. Like, yeah, all right. Yeah, that stuff happened.
Well, stop watching those Pixar movies.
No, they'd show it in a Pixar movie. They'd show that brick hitting that cat right in the face.
Right through the window.
Bob, when you're watching a comedy movie, do you have any peeves?
I don't know, man. The movies that we've been making don't even seem like movies. They just seem like the movies that I make are the budgets are really low. We hire real actors, but they don't even seem like movies. They just seem like a response to movies, Doug. I don't know what to say.
That's cool.
I just think like 90% of the comedy movies I see, I don't really like. I don't understand. I don't get them at all.
You should try drama.
So
I will say
there's only
that,
one funny movie made this year, right? That's Get Out. You know, is there anything that can even touch that?
Wait, that was funny?
Funny?
Some people were agreeing with you.
I know.
Yeah,
that was
laugh
a joke.
riot.
That was a joke.
Get out.
Racist, Doug.
But what? I'm still caught up on what Bob was saying.
It's a cry for help, really. I mean, we're gonna show. We'll show Infinity Baby at 9:00 if people want to stay. I'm sure they're gonna let people stay if you want to stay.
Oh, it's playing here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So just stick around for
Just stick
2 more
around
hours
and see something that's not even really a movie.
It's a response.
It's a response.
It's like a letter to the.
You got to
editor.
watch it to find out what it's a response to.
Yeah.
But
what about Zephyr? We're not hearing enough from him.
I want a real question.
Oh, these have been fake. This is all fake questions.
We got a Zephyr question.
Give me a drama question.
Yeah, who's got a drama question? Save it for your mama.
It is 7:00.
Where do we got one? All right, you want to yell it out? You're the second to last question because we do have to wrap it up.
Yeah, this is for Sam. Is there any chance you'll do a Freaks and Geeks reunion?
No. Next question.
We just said, does anybody have a drama question for Zephyr?
Just saying, that's like one of the greatest shows of all time.
I appreciate it. I'm always grateful when somebody tells me how much they love Freaks and Geeks because I always say it could have been worse. I could have been on According to Jim, and then I'd have to have that as the show people talk to me about the rest of my life. But no, there are absolutely no plans that I know of, at least, to do any sort of reunion special or anything like that. For mostly logistical factors, you cannot get Seth Rogen, James Franco, Jason Segel, Paul Feig, and Judd Apatow all free at the same time for less than $50 million.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that show was only a season because that's like one of the greatest.
You and me both. I was going to buy a boat.
It was amazing.
But it went out perfect, so that's always good. Let's have one last question.
Real quick, Bob, does anyone ever tell you look like the man from Menace the Menace?
Question.
Does anyone ever tell you look like
It was worth it, dude. Yeah, keep trying.
No.
It's totally worth it. It's going to land so hard when you
Keep
get
going.
it out. Go ahead. Try one more time.
Hello. Yes. My question is, are comedians deep, dark philosophers because they had a tragic event happen in their life, or is it just a cover-up?
Well, let's start with Zephyr and say, did you have a comedic event in your life that drove you to drama?
I remember when I was young. I was strapped to a swimming board, right? I had fallen off the high dive. And I remember after hitting the water at a precarious angle, nearly snapping my neck, and I just kind of floated there for a while. Finally, the other kids kind of screamed and pointed, and they went to get me. And I remember one of the only things that I could see was that I had ripped my shorts and my just kind of floating in the water as they strapped me down. You know, I was maybe 6 years old, and then it went from this big pity party to people pointing and laughing and like screaming at me while I was half strapped into the board and couldn't get out, right? And I think that's what drove me to drama.
Thank you so much for coming out, everybody. Thank you to all the panelists. Support live comedy and comedy on film wherever you can find it. Thank you.